Welcome back to the Unstoppable podcast. Today I am joined by Kirsty, who is our head coach at HYLIFE Coaching, incredible HYROX athlete and also dog mom, of course, to the beautiful Mabes. And in today's episode, we'll be speaking about everything HYROX, HYLIFE, and basically Kirsty's incredible and inspiring journey from literally nothing to achieving incredible things within HYROX of like a 1:16 time, now going into her first pro doubles women's race. I was speaking to Sophie yesterday on our strategy call, and I was like, we're doing this now, but you do realise it's just not gonna
run out.
We're not gonna do this strategy. She was like, yeah, I know. We're just gonna rip and grip it, like just go
with how you feel. That's what me and Chloe said. To be fair, we've got a plan.
You're not telling us the plan.
No, it's secret.
I said this to Sophie the other day. I asked you what your strategy helping you, and you both went no. I was like, all right then.
No, we've just planned it out as we're just basically, because we feel we're both quite equal. We're just going to take it in turns to go first.
Mm-hmm.
I said that I'm happy to go first on anything, and she said the same. So that's what we've done.
I mean,
to be fair, just split equal, and then it might change.
We've literally pretty much said the same. We've literally just been like, just do what you can.
Yeah,
just do what you can. Because to be honest with you, like I'm not too bothered about. I'm not like obsessing over a time tomorrow.
No, I'm not. To be fair, I just want to. I don't know, because it's
different. Do you want to beat yours
to
and Steve's time though?
Pardon?
Do you not want to beat yours and Steve's time?
Yeah, I do, but at the same time, I think we've both got 1 hour 5 in our mixed doubles, so we're both very capable of that. It's just got to keep pushing.
Yeah, I've said to Sophie, I'm happy with any time, just as long as it beats yours and Brad's.
Yeah.
You just want to wait, which I definitely think we've got in the bag.
Definitely will. Yeah.
Sorry, Brad.
And I don't like to plan too far in advance, because you never know what's actually going to happen on the race.
Yeah, I agree. And I think obviously now we've got the race. How many races have you done now?
This will be my 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5th.
5th. And you've done 3?
Yeah.
Solo.
3 solo, 1 mixed double, and then I'm obviously doing pro doubles. So I'm still kind of I feel like I am still getting used to the pro weights. I'm not going to lie. And I'm not going to lie, I'm scared for the sled pull.
Oh, it's not that bad.
But just I feel like that first,
that is my strongest
movement is like.
Do you know what though? You've just got to go with it.
I will.
You've just got to go with it, and we're both very like lower body dominant.
Yeah, just use
your legs.
Definitely.
Gonna have to just use your legs.
I feel like it's just the first pull is the worst bit for me. And then after that, I can find a little bit of rhythm. And I just need to stick to one technique and not switch and change.
There's no overhand grip going on the pro weights.
Oh, definitely not. Jeez. I will be using the whole box.
Yeah, so will I.
The whole box.
But I think it moves faster, moves smoother.
Yeah, definitely.
But obviously as well, like you just got to think obviously you coach quite a few girls actually do pro who you've...
Yeah, I've got a couple of girls that are on the pro.
So like, you've just got to think, what would you be saying to them?
Yeah, 100%. And that's actually what I do when I'm planning out my strategies, and when I'm planning out everything, I'm like, what would I tell someone else?
Yeah.
And then I'll tell myself that. Use the whole box, and squat nice and low. Use my glutes as well, my legs as well.
Yeah, and I think that's obviously why I love having you as one of our, like, as the head coach at HYLIFE, because you literally lead by example. You walk the walk. You do exactly what the girls are doing right now, if not better. And also as well, you're going to hate me saying this because you don't like anyone singing your praises. But
Gonna go red.
But like that's what makes Kirsty such a great coach, because she knows how to coach, not just do it herself. Like, you know how to coach someone through it, whether potentially they are ahead of you or they're well behind you. You know how to coach someone from where they are now to where they want to get to, and that's what I wanted on the team, someone who is passionate about it just as much as someone else is and gets fired up about it.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Fucking do more.
Like, come on. But I think it's because as well, I've been there from like, not like I came to HYROX without any experience of HYROX. Yes, I've had a bit of a sporting background, as in I did gymnastics, I did swim and dance and all that malarkey when I was younger, but I was never like, I was not very good at gymnastics, I'm not going to lie. Probably better now than I was then. I can still do a cartwheel and a nice handstand.
You do a wall walk?
I've never tried it.
We're going to have to try it, aren't we?
Yeah. Do you know what? I think I could even still, on the trampoline, do
some sort.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going to have to find
somewhere to go trampoline park. But what I was going back onto was just showing people that like running was definitely not an area that I was strong in. And it's still my weakest area now, I'm not going to lie. But it's a lot better.
She's saying weakest area.
It is. I'm not lying.
What intervals did you do the other day, Kirsty?
Yeah. Yeah, but I was still very, like, it's still...
Let me just say, Kirsty was running between 3:30 per kilometre and 3:50 per kilometre in intervals.
Yeah.
She's saying it's not a strong station. I mean, there is always room to improve on running.
100%, and that's what I feel. I feel like I could just, over distance, that is what I need to work on. For the short speeds, I quite like them.
You can do it.
But for a longer distance. But where I was going with that before, even though we've gone off on a tangent, was I like to show people that you can do it from not having a sporting background. Like, I've been through, like, different phases, loads of different phases in my life, whereas now I feel like I've actually got my sport. And I think this, with obviously being with Steve, who's got his sport in boxing, now I've got my sport. Like, it ties us together even more because I want the best for him, he wants the best for me. So when he's in his camp, I'm in my camp.
I like that.
Do you know what? It does, like, when we were leading up to Birmingham, my HYROX was on the same weekend as his fight, so 8 weeks before that.
Copenhagen's going to be the same.
Yeah, it is, exactly. So that, and we go and do, like, our weekends literally are just, like, sauna and ice bath weekends. I mean, I miss the going out for food bit. However, it is what it is, isn't it?
It is what it is. And, like, by the way, we're both foodies. Like, so we love food. And the thing is, like, because you've got that balance, and I think as well, I think it's really, really nice as well, the fact that you have got that relationship that you can do that.
Yeah, definitely.
But also as well, like, some of the stuff that Steve does within his training, he could potentially do with you.
Yeah. Depending on when he's in camp, not so much, just purely because obviously he has to do it with his coach. But when he's not in camp, like, he might come and do a couple of sessions with me. We might go on a run together, that sort of stuff. I mean, it's quite rare that we do that at the moment, but we have done it.
I mean, he's a good pacing partner.
He is a very good pacing partner, although sometimes it ends up in arguments because he runs too fast. Like, he runs off.
Come back.
Yeah, definitely. But I do love the fact that we can do all of that together. And it pushes us both on, I think. And even, like, his coaches have said to me before, like, you are a part of how far he's got in his boxing career. Because if I was the type of person that was going out every weekend, going to raves, going whatever, and he's just left at home, like, that's no fun. I do not like going out, so...
Yeah. And it's like you've found your purpose in HYROX.
Yeah, especially, definitely. I think before that I was very dabbing in and out. I had a very good coach at the time, which you know as well. Alice is a very, very good coach. And she taught me a lot because when I joined with her, I wasn't under-eating. At no point have I under-ate. But I don't mean like under-ate as in I was barely eating, because I was eating a lot, but I was just not in a very good
headspace.
Yeah, with food as well. Like, very, very strict. Didn't like eating out at all. Whereas Alice actually helped me a lot with that.
That was the same with me.
And the relationship with food. And she actually helped me so much as well in terms of, like, strength training. Like, I wouldn't be as strong as I am now without that, like, that year of working with her. and doing the strength training. Like, it was purely strength training that I would do with her. Yes, I'd do the odd 20 minutes on the Stairmaster if I wanted to go into a cut. But that gave me the knowledge to where I am now with the strength training. And it just got to a point, I think, there that I'd signed up to HYROX nearly 2 years ago. I'd followed you anyway, because obviously we met at Rural Fitness that time, do you remember?
I'm not going to lie.
Go
Have
on.
I told you this?
No.
You're going to laugh or you're going to hate me. But when I first saw you at Rural Fitness, I was like, this is my competition.
And you'd never told me that.
This is my competition. Oh, because I make everything a competition.
I'm the same, to be honest. But when I was going to those events, we were probably the youngest people there, weren't we?
Yeah, for sure.
But from that, sorry,
It threw you off that day.
yeah, that was all I can think about. But from there, I'd seen you started to do like some HYROX things, and I'd always liked, I'm not going to lie, a sweaty workout. Like, I'd always liked the ski, because I used to go to Raw Fitness as well. I'd always liked that type of session. So when I saw the HYROX, it was kind of, I think it was not really a big thing back when you'd first started. I'd seen you do it and I'd mentioned it to Steve, and I was umming and ahhing about booking a ticket. And then I think I messaged you about saying I was thinking of doing a HYROX.
Yeah.
And that was when the tickets weren't actually sold out straight away, because I'd left it a good couple of days. And I was debating the Macmillan. That's what it was, because there was no open like pay right there and then. It was the Macmillan one, and I was and ahhing about making £400 in sponsors, and you were like, Kirsty, I made, what was it for your half marathon?
Like just under £1,000.
Yeah, just do it. So I did it, and then carried on with Alice. I'm the type of person that's like,
you love routine.
Yeah. So I carried on with Alice. I told her what my plans were. And she did change my programme, to be fair. It was, she was making it more specific to HYROX. But then I just felt like I needed someone who had experienced it themselves. And I'm not going to lie, you just came straight into my mind.
I'm the only person.
You were the only person as well that at that time, that I would feel like I could relate to and would want to work with, sort of thing.
I don't think there weren't very many female.
No.
There weren't very, very many female people who was in that hybrid space at the time.
No.
And although like I'd been trained by Alice and stuff, like just the lifting the weights from A to B to me just was not.
Yeah.
Weren't fulfilling.
After time, it gets a bit.
It weren't fulfilling. I was like, what's my purpose? I don't want to do cuts and bulks all the time. Yeah. I like my food too much. I don't want to feel like I have to not do something. And like I did a shoot with Alice, and it's like she was incredible with me through that whole process. Yeah. But towards the end of like it's gritty, and I'm like, I can't. I genuinely love my food too much. I can't just eat X, Y, and Z.
To be honest, those shoots were never
decent on a shoot.
I didn't do any of those.
Like, very good for your confidence, I'm not gonna lie. It makes you feel unreal. But I just needed something else, obviously, alongside. This isn't about me, but everyone who will listen to the podcast will, if you've not, you'll know my story as to why I got into HYROX. And if you've not, go back and watch them. But like, it gives you that sense of purpose again. But also as well, something that I have noticed, especially with us two as well, and this is why I love it, how we work as a coaching team for our girls, is because we're not aesthetic focused.
Definitely.
Do you think it is wild? Obviously, we know the science of why it happens, but as soon as you stop focusing on that aesthetic goal, the aesthetic then happens.
Yeah, 100%. It's like it's happening when it shouldn't be happening, if that makes sense.
And your mind can't comprehend it.
Yeah, your mind can't grasp as to why it's happening. But I think it's just because you've got a focus on something else and you want something else, and that just happens as the byproduct, which is what I'm trying to explain to a lot of clients at this moment in time. And it's not quick. Like, it will not happen in 2 weeks. Like, it takes time for it to happen. But I think, and I can say that I've experienced that myself, because when I first started at HYLIFE, I don't even know what I was doing. Whether I was bulking, whether I was cutting, whether I was maintaining, like I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I think, and that just gives you the confidence as well, like in your performance, to want it even more. And when you're enjoying what you're doing as well, and you're looking better than you have done, like not just the performance makes it worth it, if that makes sense. It doesn't, just because your performance is improving doesn't mean your body can't.
Yeah.
Like you feel so much better in yourself, you're stronger, you're faster, you're fitter. And I think, to be honest, if you don't want all those three things, I don't know what you want.
No, like what you
as
actually,
a hybrid athlete anyway.
As a hybrid athlete, like if you don't want that, you're not truly in to be a hybrid athlete for the right reasons.
Yeah, definitely. And I think if you're coming to train HYROX to want to lose weight, then it's not for you. It's not for you. No, definitely not. And I've been through that. Like I can't lie. I did Birmingham and then I thought, right, I need to lose weight because I need to be lighter so I can actually be faster. And I remember us doing a cut. Do you remember from after Birmingham? I think it was about till Christmas. And I lost weight. I'm not going to lie. But to be fair, I feel like I have maintained that now. But I have not once. I'm probably in a good maintenance.
Kirsty eats.
I eat a lovely amount of food. I'm not going to lie. A bagel with some chocolate spread at night is my favourite treat. But I wouldn't have it any other way because I absolutely love the training that I'm doing now. I feel like it's me to a T. Like literally me to a T.
And it's like, it's giving as well, like back onto like the nutrition side of things. It's the empowerment that you get from knowing what's in your food to fuel your performance. I think that's a massive shift for, if you're doing HYROX, you're an athlete. I don't care what you say, whether you think you consider yourself or not, you're doing a sport, you're an athlete. Like that's the be all and end all. And I think HYROX is doing an incredible job at the moment to show that everybody can be an athlete. Like what is the stereotypical look of an athlete anymore?
If you go and watch a HYROX, now this is one thing I said to my sisters, I was like, come and watch. It might like spur you on a bit to do a HYROX. And they came and they were like, Kirsty, you were right. Like there is literally every single type of individual there that you could think of doing a HYROX. And that's what I actually do love about HYROX is because you see so many different people, whether they're running around, whether they're walking, whether they're doing it for a PB, whatever they're doing it for. Like you've just got so many different types of people. And for me, I really, really enjoy coaching the different types of people through the sport. Like I don't mind if you've come to HYLIFE and you struggle to run 5K. I enjoy coaching those individuals through that because it's such an achievement to get them through that finish line. Whether it takes them an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever the time is, that is a huge achievement. And I think I coach we both coach a wide variety of athletes, and it's amazing to see them all their individual journeys. Like no two athletes are ever the same, are they? Like you get so many different clients, and I think for me, it's so rewarding to see them cross the finish line and to when you get those messages when it's like, oh, I've just done this, oh, I've just done that. And that's what I love about it. Can't lie.
He's only I'm literally smiling if you're listening, you'll probably not be able to see, but I'm literally beaming because to have created a community so diverse in abilities, whatever stage that they're at, but all come together as one because they want to be the best version of themselves and better their best is truly it's genuinely amazing. Like, I've never seen a community like it who will literally travel hours to come and literally the world.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Not even just hours. They will literally travel the world to come and
support each other.
Like, if I'd have had that when I'd have first started, my self-belief would have been through the roof.
And that's what you need sometimes, especially if it's your first ever HYROX. You just need a little bit of support, a little bit of encouragement from other people as well. And again, from people that may not be the person that you would think does a HYROX. Like if you were to say to someone who didn't know HYROX, explain to them what it was, and they were to say, what would you say this person looked like? They'd probably say runs fast, does this, does that, does that. But we've got a wide variety of different athletes on our team that are all strong, fast, that are all more than capable of doing HYROX. But I think the like you've said, the community that we've got is just like, it's next to none. I don't think you'd find that anywhere else.
I'll wholeheartedly say that
You wouldn't.
you're not gonna. Like, good
We
luck.
even get the mums coming as well.
Oh, the mums love it. The mums absolutely love it, and I love coaching the mums too.
Yeah, we get the mums. We've got
students.
Yeah, we've got students. We've got all a really wide variety, and I think
it's showing people that they can.
Yeah, exactly. And we've obviously, with that group as well, you've got the I don't want to say older, the more mature athletes. You've got the younger athletes, and it does not matter in that group what your age is at all. Like, everyone supports one another like it's just a big family.
They are literally a family. It's just really, really, I feel quite emotional actually. It's really nice to have that and like know that this is what we've created.
Yeah.
It's just really magic, and I'm like, this is just scratching the surface of what HYLIFE is going to be for sure. And like, our coaching fundamentals will always stay the same no matter how big, how small we are as a brand. Like, we are literally just scratching the surface of what it could genuinely be right now.
And with how fast everything is growing at this moment in time, like, imagine this in like this time next year.
And it's like, I say this to everyone, it's like, you can either do it with people who are going to be supportive, who actually know what they're doing, whether it's with us or whether it's someone else. Yeah. Like, you can either be with someone who actually knows and actually truly cares about it, or someone who's just on it for the trend.
Yeah.
Also at HYLIFE,
we're not on it for the trend.
We're not on it for the trend. Like, I can quite honestly say, some people may say it's bad, but we are genuinely addicted.
Yeah.
And we're not just addicted to the end result, but
the whole process.
Addicted to the whole process. And I think that's where a lot of people get a bit twisted, that you, for example, you sign up to coaching and it's your automatic fix to life.
Yeah, no, and it's definitely not, because we can't do the work for them.
And off that, like, yes, we can't do the work for them, but also as well, like, you have a genuine choice.
Yeah, 100%. We can give every single tool that they need, and obviously we do that every single week, every single day. We help them as much as we can, but at the end of the day, there's only them as a person that can actually choose which way they want to go, whether they want to chase their goal, chase their dream, or whether they want to sit there and watch other people achieve what they want to do.
And I think as well, like, I know we do a very, very good job on our team to actually coach people past their own limitation.
Yeah.
And coaching people through what they didn't think they could actually believe because of the stories that they've constantly told themselves the whole lives, not just for a period, or like just getting into something, or getting into HYROX, or getting into whatever they want to do, like that they can't do something, and like buying into that limitation, buying into that story that stops them and halts them getting to that next point. As coaches, we don't let them do that.
No, because once they've achieved one thing, we're like, right, what's
your next one?
Like, it's a continuous journey for them. Like, you're never at your peak, even if you think you're at your peak. There's always more.
Another peak.
Yeah. And that's also another thing that I love about HYROX, is because, like, I got a 116 in my last solo, but I'm like, right now I need that 115.
By the way, Kirsty, what was your first one?
132. I was looking at that. Do you know what? The other day I was actually watching that. Well, I wasn't watching it. I was looking at the results.
Did you watch the running difference?
The running difference. Yeah, that's even more crazy, isn't it? But that's another thing, like, I just think that's like my journey, and that's what I can share to other people, is that I have literally gone from not being the greatest of runners and like improving every single area now.
In every single race?
Yeah, every single race.
Which, by the way, is like, that's unheard of, by the way, to improve on every single race.
But I do know that not every single race is going to go to plan. Not that I'm going into races thinking this might not be the one, because I don't want to have a race that is
half
not
empty. The glass half full, not empty.
Glass half full. But I think mentally, and as a coach, I do know that not every single race is going to go to plan. Although we want it to, I know that there is going to be one time that maybe, okay, that wasn't what I planned it to be. And I think that's something that also helps me is when I go into the races, I do have a plan. I do have a time in mind that I want to achieve. Like in my first one, I wanted 1 hour 30, but I did not realise how hard HYROX was. And I got 1 hour 32, I think, and I was over the blooming moon. So going in with a plan, but then I am hard on myself. Like when I did that HYROX in Birmingham and I got 1 hour 16. When I got 1 hour 16, I was absolutely made up. But then half of me was like, oh, I could have just not stopped on them wall balls a little bit. I could have just not stopped on the wall balls. I would have got 1 hour 15. But I think every athlete is their own biggest critique as well.
Yeah, and we are all our critiques.
Yeah.
I won Stockholm and I
smashed it.
I critiqued myself for slowing down on the rower because I could have got a better time, but then part of me is like, I didn't need to. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And it's how you manage that critique, I think, which then makes or breaks your training after that event.
And it takes you into your next race as well, doesn't it? Like, you know, you're going to make those changes in the next race.
And they're all lessons.
Exactly. No race is ever going to be perfect because you're going to take something from every single race. Whether it's you need to be faster on one station, slower on one station, whatever that is, no race is going to be perfect. Even when you think you've got it's sussed out to a T, it's not.
Because there's always going to be something.
There's always going to be something.
And you can always learn how to deal with it better.
Yeah, 100%. And use those races where you feel like you could have done things differently, just use them as a lesson and practice that more maybe in your training. Like for the wall balls, for me, I am trying my very best. The wall balls, I love wall balls, but in the race, I hate them.
What we just said on that podcast then, I literally went, I love a wall ball.
I do.
I actually love a wall ball. We'll see how they go tonight, and then I'll make my decision whether I actually like them or not. But like, I actually do love a wall ball.
I do. Like, if someone said, what's your favourite exercise in HYROX? My favourite would probably be a wall ball, but not at the end of HYROX.
What would your favourite station be in the race?
In the race. Wall balls.
In the race?
And I like lunges. I don't know why I'm choosing everything towards the end.
Because it's near the end.
Yeah, maybe it's because it's like psychologically I'm near the end and nearly done. What's yours?
Pull.
I knew you were going to say that.
I absolutely love a sled pull because it's the one I know I can just grind people away from me.
Yeah. And just get through.
And get through it and overtake.
Yeah.
Like if I take it slower on the push, like I'm very strong at the push actually. But if I take it slower on the ski and the push, I know I can catch up after the pull.
Well, to be fair, after all this sled pull training, I'm hoping that sled pull's going to be my strongest one this time.
Yes, it will. You and Chloe.
Sled pull and farmer's carry.
Farmer's carry. These girls hate me.
We hate it but love it at the same time.
Yeah, they actually do at times.
You've got to do what you've got to do, though. If you want to get better, you've got to do it.
And do you know what, as well? Like, I have so many people speak to me now after Stockholm, being like, I want to reach a podium. I want to do this. I want to do pro. I want to do this time. I want to do that time. And I'm like, you can do that, 100%. But do you know how much work goes into that? Like, seriously, do you know how much graft goes into that time? And I think
it's not just a walk in the park. I think a time, when you say a time in HYROX, you have to think about that time because it's a hard sport. I'm not gonna lie, it's very hard.
Mentally.
Yeah, mentally. And your mindset in the race can make or break you.
Which is shown in my races personally and other people we know as well, but we make sure that we can coach anyone from that, from my own lessons, from our own education and self-experience as well, to be able to coach people from that. So then it's not as much of like a meltdown moment.
Yeah. And I think that's what's so special about HYLIFE as well, is because we don't just dab in and out of, bit of this, bit of that. Like it's the whole It's the whole lot. You're getting everything. You're getting your performance, you're getting your nutrition, you're getting your mindset, you're getting your recovery. And I think now even more so than ever, like the girls who are focusing on their nutrition, focusing on their recovery, are absolutely thriving in their training. And that is because the recovery is there and the nutrition is there. I think for me personally, you can't just train hard. You've got to do those other things alongside.
You can't let anything fall short.
You can't. And I think that's what people think about, maybe if they are susceptible of joining how to maybe improve their performance. They feel like they just need to train more, they need to do more, they need to run more, they need to run faster, they need to lift more, they need to do more HYROX sessions. And the reality is maybe actually you're doing too much. And I think for us as coaches, we get to know each and every client and what they're doing, and we've got that communication and relationship with each client so that they can actually turn around and say to us, look, I feel like I need to do this. And we can be like, well, do you know what? Why do you feel like you need to do that? Like, because we can show them and we can tell them and we can show them their data to prove to them that you don't have to be training 7 times a week to get to where you want to be. And I think that's a huge, important thing that I've learned as well, that you don't have to try and do as much as you can just to get to where you want to be.
Not at all. And less is more.
Exactly. That's what I always try and say. I always try and say to my girls, I'm like, it's quality,
not quantity,
over the quantity.
Because you could throw in so many different sessions a week. There's so many different ways to train for HYROX. There's so many different ways and modalities that you can do to be better, be more, whatever. But if you're doing absolutely everything, how do you know what's working?
Exactly.
You just physically can't. And then only then when you start taking things away, focusing on the quality, that's when you see the changes in the shifts that happen. But also as well, mentally as well, it's just draining.
Exactly. And how can you actually expect your body to do that much as well if you're not actually giving it the food, that the nutrition and the fuel that you need to perform, but then also allowing the body to have the time to rest and recover, like
to make the adaptations.
Yeah, it's crazy sometimes when like you see people training like crazy sessions all the time.
Guilty.
But you've built your tolerance up to that. You haven't just gone straight in and done 2 sessions a day, 9 sessions a week or whatever. Like, you haven't just gone into that, have you? You've built that up.
Yeah, I've built it up over how long have I been doing HYROX now? Like 3. Like, I've been training since I was the age of, I'm saying lightly 16, properly since I was like 18. So like, even then, I started at 4 sessions a week, went from 4 sessions to 5 sessions a week. And even still, I only train 5 days a week, but most of them are double sessions. And
to be honest, you have to think about your lifestyle. And this is what I say
This is
what I say to a lot of clients is, you might have other stresses going on in your home life. You might have a very demanding job that doesn't allow you to have the flexibility that both of us have, that I have now and that you have, to train that amount of time. And I think that's what some people need to think, is that use the time that you've got wisely rather than just slamming any session put together, and actually have a bit of a plan and have a bit of a focus on, and maybe analyse what you feel like your strengths and your weaknesses are, and then put them forwards.
Yeah, it's honestly wild, isn't it? Like, obviously, a lot of people come to us because they want to train like us. They want to like achieve the things that we've achieved. But like, the available time that we have, we can invest more time.
Yeah, 100%.
Into what we need to do. And we do say it lightly, like, everyone does have like the same 24 hours in the day, but they don't at the same time. Yeah. Like, some people have kids, they work full time. We've got people who are students who then have to work a shift on top of doing like an 8-hour day at university. You've then got people who are stay-at-home mums who have more time available. Or you've got people like us who are coaches who it's part of their work and it's part of their life to lead by example. So we've got such a diverse range of people, and it's like, it doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter what your life, doesn't matter what your life stresses are. There is a way to get to where you want to be. Just doesn't always have to be the way that you think to, with the right approach.
Definitely. And even though everyone does have the same 24 hours in the day, and they might have different jobs, roles, whatever the responsibilities that they've got, it all comes down to their choice at the end of the day, whether they want to spend 2 hours of a night time scrolling through the phone, or whether they want to go out and do something that's actually going to be productive towards their goal.
Yeah. And I think it is choice, and this is something that this is why we have such a good relationship with our athletes on our team. All of us, like, is coaches with our one-to-ones and, like, your one-to-ones, but also me, like, knowing everyone, and you also knowing everyone on the team too, is because the more we know, the more we can help you.
Yeah.
The more we can challenge you, and also as well challenge your beliefs as well, because if nothing changes, nothing is going to change.
Yeah.
And you have a choice whether you make that change now or whether you make that change later, but you can either choose to not take action towards your goal or choose to think it. Like,
and I think as well, like, we're there for every client when, like, for example, when they need that extra push, we can kind of tell if someone's just being lazy or if they're actually, like, ill or, you know, like, fatigued, etc. And I think that's something as well that's really stands out with HYLIFE, because we, like you say, get to know each and every client one-to-one. Like, we know what they're doing at the weekend. We know, like, what the plans are, where the next holiday is, like, all that stuff.
we know the life
everything.
inside and out.
Sometimes too much.
Sometimes a little bit too much, but we love it.
Yeah, and I wouldn't change that, because I think that just makes you feel like
you're actually making
you're
an impact.
approachable to them as well. Like, they're not scared. They're scared of you, but they're not scared of you.
Yeah.
Not scared of me, but
they don't want to disappoint you.
Yeah, they don't want to disappoint, but also they don't want to disappoint themselves.
Yeah. Like, these girls are, the girls, you're listening to this, you're all incredible. Every single one of you. Like,
agreed.
What you're doing, what you're achieving, how you approach situations, how so many of you have rewired your thinking to believe in yourself even further. And also as well, like, learn about yourself in this whole journey.
Because if you don't know yourself, like, if you don't actually know yourself and your body, how can you actually, like, expect to become the best person when you don't know what actually works best for you?
And I think that's why I love what we do so much, like, why we do what we do as at HYLIFE, as the company, is because we're helping women understand themselves. Like, we're actually helping women understand themselves, their bodies, their minds, to such a higher standard for themselves, to achieve things that they didn't actually think that they could do, but also as well completely rewrite their lives.
Yeah, 100%. And even if, like, some of them, for example, like, might not have come from a sporting background, never thought they would be a sporty person, they're achieving things they never thought they would. And I think that's the best bit for me, is just helping every single athlete create their own journey and be proud of their own journey as well. And I think I've coached in a lot of sports. I feel like I stopped gymnastics to then coach gymnastics, even though that is completely different. But you are working with, like, each, like, individuals and all the different personalities, all the different abilities, all the different strengths, all the different weaknesses, and it's just building that relationship with them so you can create the very best for them, because all we want for everyone at HYLIFE is the very best.
We probably care a little bit too much.
Yeah, I think sometimes we probably do. But it's just in our nature, and I think that's why we work really well together, because we are very similar. And
in a scary way.
Yeah.
In a scary way. What was we on about?
What was the scary thing the other day?
What was it? I was literally just... We've become
telepathic. When we were on the call.
We've become telepathic.
When we were on the meeting.
What was it? Was it to do with coffee?
Something about I was just thinking that.
What, that I would make you a coffee with my new coffee machine?
Yes. So when we said about me coming to do your podcast, I was thinking, hopefully Leah offers me to make me a coffee and a new coffee machine.
With my latte art.
It's fine. I went to Lagom instead. I'll have yours next time.
Shouldn't be for that. Yeah, it's mad. But like, we're close as people, very similar. You've got big aspirations for HYROX.
Yeah.
Talk to us about them.
I really want to get on the podium at some point. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know where it's going to be.
In Manchester this
but
weekend.
I really want the podium. I just want a flag. But I also want the feeling of like, oh my God, I've just done that. Because even though I loved sport when I was younger, always did, like I've said, gymnastics and everything, netball, so competitive. I would be like, come on, we need to win this. Like, and I think that's come through me like all the way through. Like, I am competitive. Like, whether it's just in the swimming pool doing like, you know, the normal lengths, me and Danielle at the end dive in, had to do a swimming race because I just like winning. I'm not gonna lie, I love winning. I just would love to get on the podium. And I'm not gonna lie, this weekend my mum and dad are coming to watch, the first time they've ever come and watched.
It's a really nice feeling, you know.
And they always used to come and watch gymnastics, so I'm used to them being there. But at the same time, it's like I want them to see what this actually is, because I talk about HYROX so much. All I do is train.
Did they message it? Did you win?
No, they don't actually, because I actually usually send them, I came this out of this. But I talk about HYROX so much. Literally everything I do is HYROX. Everything I ask for ever for birthdays, Christmas,
HYROX related.
Anything is HYROX related. And they're probably thinking that I've got one crazy daughter. And I want them to actually come and see like how amazing HYROX actually is.
Is Nana coming?
Nana's not coming.
Oh.
Too much for Nana. Not appropriate situation for her to be in a wheelchair, is it really?
I mean, at least she'd move spectators out of the way.
Yeah, she would move spectators out of the way. But no, just mum and dad are coming today. Hayley's on tomorrow. Hayley's on Nana duty. But I think it'll be really special for them to actually just see what it is I love to do, and also like to meet you as well, because like they don't actually know you. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, Leah's saying we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this with Leah. I'm gonna do that, and they're like, okay.
They just no idea.
They just need to. I feel like they just need to meet and see it, and then they might be like, okay, I know why she's so crazy now.
In the best way.
Yeah. So if I podiumed at Manchester this weekend, I don't know, that would be amazing. If we both podiumed at Manchester this weekend.
Not if.
When? Yeah, but that's what I would like. I'd like to podium. I'd also like to qualify for Worlds.
Copenhagen.
In Copenhagen. Leah's just putting the words in my mouth.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I would love to qualify for Worlds. And I'm not even bothered about when I get to Worlds, like if I come first, second, whatever, 20th, 50th, whatever it is. But I feel like just getting there and achieving it and yet being there is amazing. Like when I saw everyone there in Nice last year, I was like,
FOMO.
I want to be there.
FOMO so bad.
And I also want to prove to myself that I can be at the top. I want to be at the top. I need to be at the top.
You want to be. We don't need, we just want to be.
I really want to be at the top. Yeah. And I think that'll just be a really good vision for everyone as well, and for people to see that I've, like, from where I first started to where I am now. Like, that anyone can do it.
Literally anyone.
Anyone. If you put your mind to it, and you put the effort in.
You put your mind to it, you truly believe it, you make the actions, you feel it in your body that you can do it.
Then there's no reason why you can't.
Literally none. And I say this to everyone. And I think people say it but don't truly believe it, but then people also say it and then don't realise what work goes into getting to that point.
Yeah. And I know that journey to get there will not be easy. I 100% know that.
It doesn't have to be easy, but it can be fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And I say that to everyone. Like, it doesn't have to be easy. It's not easy.
It's not easy to be at the top, though, is it?
It's
like
fun.
You have to put those people that are at the top now. They've not just,
They've not just walked in
woke up and turned into number one. Like, they've put the effort in.
Years of hard graft.
I am still at the start of my HYROX journey, even though I am nearly 5 races in. It is still early days. Like, people have done 20 races, 30 races. And I still feel like I still have areas that I need to work on. Like, I need to do a pro solo, really, at some point.
It's never, ever going to be perfect. And I think that's what hold people back, thinking that, oh, I have to reach this before I do that. You don't have to be perfect before you do that.
No, like, I totally get what you mean, though.
You don't have to be, like, and I think that's the killer of people's dreams, to be honest with you, when they feel like they have to be perfect before they reach that next milestone, or everything has to be all ducks in a row, ready to go. Like, the best thing that you can do is being imperfect.
Yeah. And it'll happen when it's ready.
Yeah. What's meant for you will be yours. Yeah. Always will be. Forever. Like, I just fucking feel really good about this weekend for everyone.
I'm really excited about this weekend. And I think it's different when it's like, it's closer. Like, it's your hometown as well, isn't it? Like, I know you used to not like Manchester races, but are they turning out to be a favourite?
We'll see after this weekend. We'll see after.
Only done one. 2.
Yeah, Manchester is just a different one. Like, I don't know. There's always such a buzz around Manchester. Yeah. I think because it is a lot of Northerners who love HYROX.
I was going to say, even though I know HYROX is everywhere in the world, like, I know it is, but I feel like at Manchester it's just a different feeling.
We love it.
And you'll have people there, like, you bump into people left, right and centre. You're like, oh, hi.
Yeah,
oh, hi.
You don't realise.
Yeah.
Manchester's just, like, addicted to it all. Like, they was all addicted to, like, CrossFit when that was, like, the thing as well. So I think up in the north, we're just obsessed with the functional fitness side of things. And I love it. I'm obsessed with it. And that's why I love it, clearly. Why you love it,
That's
clearly.
why I love it as well. Yeah,
because we're Northern, not because we like it, just because we're North.
Yeah, everyone's always like, what are you doing this weekend? And I'm like, just going to go to the gym and do this. And they're like, again? And I'm like, yeah. I am actually, whether you like it or not. But also, that's one more thing that I wanted to say about HYLIFE is how even if, like, for example, you've not got a big group of people around you, like, say, obviously everyone's family situations are completely different. I've got a big immediate family, but not a big extended family. Like, I've got 3 sisters, my mum, dad and my grandma, and I've got Steve, and then I've got other sisters, boyfriends. I've not got a big extended family, but the family that I have around me is very supportive of what I do. And I think that's because we've always grown up in and supporting each other through sports. Like Danielle, especially, she was very good at gymnastics. So a lot of the attention would be on her doing the gymnastics, and we'd all go and watch gymnastics. We'd all support, like, every single weekend, whatever competition she'd have. Now it's kind of like more, I don't want to say it's more on me, but I'm the one out of the family now who's got something. I've got the sport. But I think no matter if you've got family around you, you don't need to have family because you've got the HYLIFE team. Like, if you've got no one coming to watch you, like, you can bank on someone from HYLIFE being there to watch you, to scream and shout. I was at Birmingham, and people were just tapping me on the shoulder, and it was Risha. She was like, hi, and I was like, oh my God.
Risha.
Yeah. And that's the lovely thing, is we've got girls from all over the world that come together as one.
The Australian girls and the American girls.
I really want to get to Australia just to watch one of their races.
We were speaking to Danny the other day, me and Chloe.
Is she from Australia as well?
She's like very South Australia, I think. Danny, apologies if I've got that wrong. But she was like, I'd love to come and do a European one. And me and Chloe was like, we may be coming over to do an Australian one. Maybe not this year, but...
Yeah, at some point.
Expenses.
Yeah.
Business expenses trip to Australia.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
That's the way we'll do it. But I think it's just amazing. And like even America, I'd love to go to the American ones. Like we've got a couple of girls in America as well.
You're going to Chicago in June.
Going to Chicago in June. Sorry, Mum and Dad, didn't tell you that one.
Yeah. Love today's episode. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. I loved it. Obviously, as you know, guys, Kirsty's part of the High Life coaching team. So if you want to inquire about coaching or want to get to know Kirsty a little bit more, you can either message the High Life page, which is highlife.coaching, or you can message Kirsty's individual page, which is
Kirsty.highlifecoaching.
And thank you for coming again.
Thank you so much for having me. I loved it.
Loved it.